Hey guys, welcome to my first ever Minecraft video. I thought that I'd show you, start off by showing you this town that I'm building at the moment, what I'm currently working on. It's based on a town called Bowerstone from Fable 2, but it's sort of more my interpretation of it. So it's made up at the moment of this town and this huge castle, which I think is looking pretty good at the moment, but the castle looks better from... there's a boat. The castle looks better from this side, I think. I think it just stands better from this side. It just sort of towers over this headland. This middle bit was the first bit to go up. It, sort of the throne room, the grand hall, essentially. Yeah, so it's made out of stone bricks. And I tried to not just use stone bricks, so there's chiseled stone, there's cobblestone as well, but it's mostly made out of stone brick. I'll talk about sort of the castle a lot more probably in the next video. I might do a tour of the castle. But if you've played Fable 2, you can see that it's bearing some resemblances, especially from sort of this sort of angle down here. Wait for it. Sort of down here. But I think what I'll do is I will give you a tour from the very start, from the gates. I've renamed it from Bowerstone. It's now Roskilde, just because it didn't look enough like Bowerstone, I don't think. Some signs here. For this time of peace and prosperity, we thank Lord and Lady Fairfax of Fairfax. Castle Gardens open Monday to Friday. Admittance charge £1. There's always a sheep. There is always a sheep. So when you come in, you walk into this sort of small courtyard area. And this is where I can imagine the guards staying. There's a couple of cells. But I can't imagine there'd be a lot of guards because it is a small town. It's very small. And this over here, this is sort of a stop-off point. It's just a bit of a shed, really. It's nothing special. And then you get into Main Market Square. And this was the first house that I built. I've sort of tried to take different aspects of this house and put it into every other building. So I've tried to make the roofs all look the same, tried to get this overhang right. It's little things. Every house in the whole town has to have something that relates to this building, which means that everything just fits better. I've forgotten how bad this house is. In fact, I'm not going to show you this house. I'm going to show you a different one because I've forgotten how bad that one was. I'll show you this house, which is essentially the same, except I made it a bit smaller. If you can tell, the first floor is lower, so the ground floor is shorter. So just added a bit more detail in this one. So I've got things like bookcases and this wardrobe with chests on top, which I think makes it a little more, I don't know, it just makes it seem like someone could have just shoved a trunk up there, and it just makes it look more lived in, I think. So it's got a little kitchen area, nothing fancy, just, yeah. And then up here, this is the, I think I'm just going to sleep because otherwise I won't be able to see anything, especially with this camera. Yeah, so this is the upstairs area, this is the first floor. And this house is for a family. It's for 2 children and 2 parents, and it has the added bonus of a balcony overlooking the sea. I don't think that there's anything else in this house. Again, it's very simple. I really tried not to overcomplicate things. But here, I've got my alchemist shop. Again, loosely based on Fable 2. There's a couple of signs out here. Sorry, 1 second. Hello! It's just my dad. So, yeah, this is the alchemist shop. It's made up of 2 parts. It's a bit of storage out here. These countertops. I like to put, one thing you'll probably notice about every single building that I have is that there'll be an awful lot of trapdoors. I use them for literally everything. I just think that it adds a bit of detail. Lots of people say they can't stand really bland buildings, but when you're trying not to overcomplicate things, there's only so much you can do as well. So I find trapdoors really help with this. So this is the bookshop. I tried to make it really homely, so there's no window from the ground floor, apart from the shop window. So you've got a little counter space here, fireplace. Most of the books are upstairs. So, yeah, I can imagine people coming up here just to read rather than actually buy books. Just because there isn't a library. I think there ought to be a library. There isn't in Fable 2, but I think there ought to be. So, in the centre of this market town, there's the big clock, which is my own design. I could say something along the lines of I didn't like the clock tower in Fable 2, but it's more that I just forgot what it looked like. But the clock faces in the tower on Fable 2 are really small, which poses a very big difficulty unless you use actual clocks. But it just makes it extremely difficult. So, yeah, this town has lots of little alleyways leading to little nooks and crannies. And these houses are the same that I've copied sort of everywhere, but they're a fair bit more developed. So you've got the ground floor for sort of cooking. There's not really much you could do down here. And then upstairs, it's just for sleeping. And when I was building this one and the one next door to it, I realised that I could just put an attic. And you could have an extra bedroom up here. You could do anything up here. Not to sound too much like Phil and Kirsty, but the prospects of this house are just... it's just brilliant. I love location, location, location. I think that places like this I need to go through, put some benches, flower boxes, why won't you go on there? Get grass and stuff. Yeah, anyway. So, leading off of Market Square, there's... oh, I know what I need to show you. This pub. It's called the Cow and Corset. And inside it's nothing special. It's full height. It's got this bar area here. And then bedrooms overlooking the castle gardens, which I've got to do at the moment. It's turned out to be such a small space. It's difficult to actually get something good in it. But I think the small spaces offer really good challenges, and I could have made it a lot bigger. In hindsight, I could have made it a lot bigger, but this already has taken weeks to get to. Mostly because of the castle. The castle took forever to do. At the moment, I'm just on a little balcony, which leads around to this door here. Yeah. So, as I was saying, leading off of main town square, there's this little area here. It has a gypsy caravan in it, which I really like as a design. I mean, I'm sure lots of people have built these, but I looked for tutorials on how to make them, and they were all really big. I just wanted one that's really small. I don't think this has anything in it. No, this doesn't have anything in it at the moment, but gypsy caravans aren't big. I don't know if you've seen them, but they're pulled by usually a single horse. So I had to come up with a design that was a lot smaller, and I'm really happy with it. I really like how it turned out. But yeah, so over this bridge thing, there's a couple more buildings. I'm just going to show you the loft, the attic, in this one, because this house is a teeny bit more developed than the last one that I went in. As you gradually get further and further away, the more time I spent on the buildings. So up here, I've put a dormer window in it, and so this essentially acts as a second floor. Although technically you couldn't put a bed up here in current times because there's no stairs, there's no actual access, so it's illegal in Britain anyway. So this acts as another bedroom, meaning that this relatively small house can have a family in it, a family of 3. None of them have bathrooms. I just realised. But to be honest, I don't think you need to. This is the furniture shop. It's nothing special, but I think I want more buildings along here. It's just difficult to fit them on because the bridge then meanders and takes you down this little road here to these houses. And these houses are actually flats. I built these so that people working in the castle have somewhere to live. There's a ground floor flat. Oh my god, this has got awful quality. Yeah, so there's a ground floor flat. And then if you go up the stairs to the side, you come into a first floor flat. And I think it's getting night time. I'll just sleep for a minute. Because not everyone can... Oh. No. Yeah, not everyone can afford to live in large houses. So in here you've got a family of 3 just cramped in here. Although they're nice, they're clean, they're well kept. I could imagine that they're kept up by Lord and Lady Fairfax. And then this road's yet to continue, which will take us down there. This, by the way, was the hut that I built just for shelter as I was building the castle. Just so I had somewhere to sleep. But yeah. So that's down one of the roads. This road, this is the Blacksmith, which it's not very functional, but I like it as a design. I think it turned out well, particularly the corner fireplace. I think that turned out well. There's a lava pit, and a table for working on. So this road down here, if you follow it all the way around, it leads to the front entrance of the castle. But this house here, I particularly like. I call it the wizard's house, and I just, because it's next to the tower, I built it into the tower. So when you walk in, you've got this little porch area. This is going to make my recording quality go awful because it's really dark in here. So it's got this, because I've put the entranceway in here, it means that there's a lot more space in the wooden framed part of the house. So there's this kitchen sort of area here, the big table, and this living area here. Cabinets under the staircase. And upstairs you've got these bookshelves and a sleeping area. Excuse the dog barking. Probably in the basement. I carried on the fireplace up here and made this sort of an attic where I can imagine a sorcerer, a wizard, whatever he fancies being called, working away up here. Yeah. Oh. I don't know what this is, if it's a glitch or something. But this stair keeps disappearing. I do keep replacing it. It keeps disappearing. So this gate is to the old quarter, which is being built at the moment. So there's nothing actually in these houses. A lot of them are nowhere near finished. That's a back door. There's a lot of wooden frames, and down here is what I think might end up being one of my favourite houses, just because it's so tucked away, so private, apart from that window. It's very secret, but like I say, yet to be built. Oh no, not now. Not now. Oh no. Oh. Well. But, yeah. When I was building this, I was imagining it as an RPG server. But, not server, an RPG world. Just because the sheer amount of houses need people actually in them. This house is different. It's got a mezzanine level with a ladder going up to the mezzanine level. And then, because it was built over a cave, I've built down into the cave. But like I say, this whole area is not finished yet. Yeah, so this is going to be the port. I mean, it's not finished yet. I quite like how it looks from far away at the moment. With this pub, which is slightly different because my girlfriend made it. Yeah, so and that's going to be a boat house once I've finished it. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the tour. Why has it gone like that? Yeah, so I'm going to carry on building this. I might do a couple of tutorials on how to build some of the smaller houses. Might have a go at doing a tutorial on how to do some of the slightly larger houses. Just in case, like me, you like Fable. But these houses can go up in 30 minutes, so yeah, stop doing that. So yeah, the next video, like I say, will probably be inside that castle over there, and we'll have a look at it, and I'll give you a guided tour. But thanks for watching, guys. If you have watched. Yeah, so see you in my next video. Need to think of something to sign off with. Anyway, thanks for watching.